Some people are saying that these eggs aren't ours to take, period. Period. that's funny. Because eggs are hens, period. So, period. Hello, everyone. This is going to be the laziest vlog ever. Anyways, I just decided to film this video because, I don't know. I just wanted to film a video. I want to talk about something. I want to talk about veganism, of course, once again. I think about stuff way too much, and sometimes I just need to get it out, especially when I'm like laying in bed. I feel like that's when I like think the most, obviously. So yeah, I want to talk about this topic of going vegan overnight versus transitioning into a vegan diet relatively slowly. And I think that in the vegan community, there's this kind of urgency of trying to get everyone to go vegan like overnight and as fast as possible. And I get why, because obviously, the faster people go vegan, the less animals are, abused and tortured and slaughtered or whatever. But I just want to offer an alternative mindset that you don't have to go vegan overnight. Like, and sometimes it can be better to not go vegan overnight, because going vegan is not just about going vegan. It's about staying vegan and, making this like your lifestyle for the rest of your life. And these things take time, like, yes, some people do it. They go vegan overnight, and a lot of people do. And I completely respect that. I think that's amazing. Like, yeah, I just completely respect that. So this is not like an attack on people that go vegan overnight, obviously. But I think that we need to kind of be a little bit more considerate of the people that are in their transition process. Because I see it all the time when somebody decides to go vegetarian, for example, automatically vegans jumping on them. There are people that, obviously applaud their effort, but then there are also a lot of people that are like, oh, why aren't you vegan yet? Why aren't you vegan yet? Like, you should be vegan if you care about animals. You should be vegan. Yes, you should be vegan if you care about animals, but you have to realize, like, if you grow up eating this food all the time and you're addicted to this food and everyone around you is eating animal products, it's like, it's not, gonna be easy for every single person to go vegan overnight. Yes, some people can do it, and that's awesome, but everyone is different. Everyone absorbs information differently. Everyone adapts to change differently. Some people are very adaptable, some people aren't, and some people are more open-minded to change, and some people aren't. And that's just the way we are. We're not all the same. Like, every single person is different, and every single person has their own story, and every single person is different in the way that they are. So a lot of people, what happens is, like, if you just push veganism, and if you don't, like, for example, a lot of people in the vegan community are completely against vegetarians, because obviously dairy and egg industries are just as cruel as meat industry. And we should obviously try to get people to understand that and adapt a vegan lifestyle, yada, yada, yada. But this is a stepping stone, right? And whether or not these people realize it yet, because sometimes people will go vegetarian and think, I'm never going to go vegan, but you don't know what their mindset is, because I always thought, I'm never going to go vegan. At first I was like, I'm never going to go vegetarian, because I couldn't give up fish, and I couldn't give up eggs and dairy and all that stuff. And then I gave up eggs and dairy, and then I gave up fish at the very end. But I never ever thought I would ever go vegan. But because I took those steps, I realized it was easier to go vegan when I started making those small changes. So I don't know how to explain this, but like, we as humans, like, psychologically, it's easier for us to take smaller steps. Obviously, if somebody came up to me tomorrow and they said, you need to run this marathon, do you want to run this marathon? I'd be like, hell no. There's no goddamn way I'm running a marathon. Like, are you kidding me? Because there's no way I'm running a marathon. Are you kidding? Like, I can't even run, like, I can run 5K. That's pretty much it, probably. But then if they're like, why don't you try a 10K first? And then I'll be like, yeah, I'll try a 10K. Like, but I'll probably never run a marathon ever still, but I'll try a 10K. And then after I try a 10K, it doesn't seem as difficult. And then someone might be like, do you want to try a half marathon? And then I might hesitate, but then if I try the half marathon and then I succeed at it, and then I might be able to someday do a full marathon. But when somebody initially asks me to do a full marathon, I'll say no, because I'll think I'll never be able to do it. But then when I take those steps, I realize I might be able to do it. Like, if that makes sense. Obviously with veganism, it's different because it's not just about personal development, but it's about, you know, a moral choice and stuff like that. But it's still kind of the same thing when it comes to psychology. If you're really addicted to animal products and you're used to eating animal products and you don't know what to eat, it can be a physically challenging thing to go vegan. So that's why I support vegetarians. Even if they think that they're not going to be ever vegan, I think that there's still a definite possibility. So even if people might not realize that they're on their vegan journey, they might still be on their vegan journey. Because half my vegan journey, I didn't realize I was on my vegan journey. But now I look back at it and I think, oh, I was on my vegan journey. I just didn't even know it. What I'm saying is, it's like sometimes there is a good reason to push for transition. You know, there's a good reason to be like, well, why don't you try vegetarian first? Or why don't you try vegetarian? See what happens. Because as soon as you mention the word vegan, most people don't want to go there. You know, as soon as you mention the word vegan, most people turn away right away. They reject the idea completely, just like I would have rejected a marathon. But then let's say they start trying vegetarian, because a lot more people are more receptive to a vegetarian diet. So many more people are willing to try vegetarian versus vegan. Most people think vegan is impossible. But once they try vegetarian, they might realize, oh shit, like, it's actually not as hard as I thought. Maybe I should do a little bit more research. And then they'll find out a little bit more about, you know, the dairy industry and the egg industry. And then they realize, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't be doing this either. But, you know, I thought I couldn't do vegetarian, but then I tried vegetarian. It wasn't as hard as I thought. So maybe I can give up eggs. And then later on, maybe I can give up cheese. You know what I mean? So it's like, let's not be so freaking harsh, is what I'm saying. In our minds, we want to get people to go vegan right away. But sometimes if they go vegan right away without completely knowing exactly what they're doing, without doing research, without being mentally, physically, and emotionally prepared for it, it could be detrimental, and they could easily go back to eating animal products without really fully understanding the vegan diet, because they didn't have enough time to process the information yet. I know that, you know, we want everyone to go vegan. That's, you know, the end goal or whatever, or we want to end animal exploitation. But making it seem like it's the vegan way or the highway, that, in my opinion, is not very helpful to the movement. That's just my thoughts. But yeah, if you want to go vegan overnight, I think that's amazing. Go vegan overnight. That's pretty awesome. But don't feel guilty if you feel like you need a little bit more time, because let's face it, most of us have been addicted to this food for years, and most of us have no fucking clue what we're eating and what we're doing. So yeah, that's my weird random Friday night Friday night chat session. Okay, so I thought I was done talking and I thought I was done recording, but I realized I forgot to mention a topic that I was thinking about today, which is the whole vegan thing, like the vegans who eat eggs phenomenon, if you want to call it that. When I first heard about it, I was like, that's complete bullshit. Vegans who eat eggs, like, so vegetarians? Like, what are you trying to say to me? So yeah, I was like, this is stupid, blah, blah, blah. I didn't really read up on it or anything like that. And then today I read an article about it. I think it was on The Guardian or something. Really surprising though, I've seen a lot of vegan related articles like I've been seeing a lot of vegan related articles recently on the paper, online newspapers. So it's been pretty interesting. Anyways, so someone wrote an article about what vegans are. VEGGAN, vegan, or vegan in a southern accent, vegan. You vegan. So yeah, and then I read the article and then I was kind of torn about what I thought about this topic. So basically, the article said that, you know, these people that eat these eggs, these aren't just eggs from like, you know, free range farms. These aren't eggs from, you know, like free run or free range, those fancy words that these places like to use. But these are eggs from farm sanctuaries where they have rescued ex-battery caged hens. So these hens live in these farm sanctuaries and they've been saved and rescued from, you know, their battery cage days, and now they're living out their lives in peace and they're being taken care of by this farm sanctuary. And of course, hens naturally lay eggs as part of their menstrual cycle, and these people, the sanctuary is selling the eggs that these hens are laying and putting those proceeds back into the sanctuary to help take care of these hens. And when I heard that, though, I was like, oh, now I'm kind of torn, because I mean, oh God, I don't know, because the thing is, I'm not so bothered about the word vegan. Like, I think so many people get caught up in the technicality of the word vegan. But when it comes to things like this, I am open to discussion, at least, you know, an intellectual discussion about whether it's appropriate in this case. Of course, technically, you don't call yourself a vegan if you eat eggs, but if you look at it from a completely ethical standpoint, is it wrong to eat those eggs? Is it wrong to sell those eggs and then put those proceeds into actually rescuing more battery caged hens, for example? And I'm very much torn. The problem I have with this whole vegan thing is that, number one, I don't like this idea that, you know, we need to eat these animal products, or like this kind of feels like it reinforces this idea of needing to eat animal products for protein and all this nonsense, because in the end we don't actually have a need for eggs, but this kind of almost reinforces that idea, I feel like. But at the same time, it's like, if the hens are laying the eggs naturally and they're not, you know, being used for the purpose simply of laying eggs, and the proceeds all go to saving these hens from the actual egg industry, I don't know, like, but then at the same time, it's like, it's kind of still the egg industry if they're selling eggs, right? To make money for selling eggs. But then if the proceeds all go to taking care of the hens, then is that different? I believe in, you know, progress, not perfection. I do believe that. And I think it is a great thing that people are even having this discussion. So that's definitely a good thing. I like the fact that this isn't just, you know, a free range farm or a free run farm. This is an actual sanctuary. I don't know. I'm really torn about this. I want you guys to tell me what you think about this. What do you think about the vegan thing? I don't like the name of it. I like the concept in a way, because it might encourage people, for example, that, you know, I don't know how I feel about it. So I'm thinking, like, maybe it encourages people that, you know, think they can't live without eggs to at least buy and help these hens. It's almost like, you know, they're giving their eggs, and then you in return are helping them live out their lives, the rest of their lives, in freedom and being loved and being cared for. You could think about it that way. Some people are saying that these eggs aren't ours to take, period. That's funny, because, you know, eggs are hens, period. So period. Anyway, yeah, I mean, some people are saying, like, these eggs are not ours to take, so we shouldn't take them. I have a little bit more of a, I guess, more of a loose mindset to that. I feel like, yes, they are, you know, the hen's eggs, but it's like, if it's not gonna go anywhere, like, what do they, I guess I need to do more research on this, but what do those hens do with those unfertilized eggs, like they probably just go to waste. Not waste, but they probably just disintegrate. I don't know. So if people want to eat them, I guess I don't really have a problem with that. If the sole purpose of taking care of those hens is not to make a profit and to, enslave them, then I'm a little bit open to this idea, Again, progress, not perfection. But at the same time, then, it just encourages people to believe that they need eggs. And, oh God, I don't know. This is a very difficult situation. I feel like this is kind of a, topic that we can have a discussion about. I like the idea of putting proceeds back to the hens. I think that's what got me thinking about it. Because if it's not for a profit for people, and if it's going into taking care of abused animals fully, then what is the damage in selling unfertilized eggs that are just kind of the byproduct of hens? I don't know. What do you think? I know that naturally hens, I think this is what I heard, that they lay eggs 12 times a year, or 12 eggs a year. But I guess these battery caged hens, or previously battery caged hens, I guess they lay eggs a lot more frequently, and they lay a lot more eggs, probably because of all the hormones and, like, I don't know, genetic modification. I don't know. So I'm assuming that these battery caged hens are laying a lot of eggs because they used to be, egg laying hens. So if they're laying all these eggs, and if people are willing to pay for these eggs, and that money is going to taking care of them, I don't know. But I'm so open-minded to your thoughts. I would love to hear them. I'm again very torn. Maybe I'm very ignorant on the topic. Let me know down below what you think. Let me know if I'm completely in the wrong. Well, I'm not in the wrong because I haven't decided how I feel about this yet. I'm very torn about this. So, but yeah, let me know down below what you guys think. I know many of you will probably just completely reject the idea. I reject the idea of calling it a vegan, but I'm a little bit more open-minded to the concept of having these eggs being sold. But yeah. Anyways, that's it. Just a long video. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.